And welcome back to the PSB Spring Showdown. As we get ready to bring you another championship matchup. This one features Team Elite Pointer, EYBL, taking on the Alabama Southern Stars. Should be in for a treat here today, as the other two championship games didn't disappoint. And given this matchup on paper, I don't think we'll have one that disappoints here either. Look at Team Elite. Their starting five will be number 1, Kayla Pointer, number 24, Autumn Newby, number 11, Taylor Mason, number 23, Quinicia Morrison, and number 33, we'll need to get that name for you there at halftime. You look on the Alabama Southern Stars side of things. We're going to have a traveling violation that's going to wipe off that good work on the inside by Kennedy Gavin. She's number 33. She's joined by number 13, Haley Troop. Number 10, Brooke Burns, number 42. No 42 on this roster either, so I have to get that squared away. I'll put that on the to-do list along with number 33 for Team Elite. But also number 20, Tamaya Long, for Alabama Southern Stars. We're going to see a little bit of pressure being applied by Team Elite Pointer. They get it across the timeline due to Southern Stars. Wide open three-point look. That one out of bounds, last touch by the Southern Stars. Here's Morrison. Pointer back up top to Morrison. Ball stolen away by the Southern Stars. Long with it. Now she's going to get it over to Burns. Burns going to be guarded by Morrison. Morrison, one of the better defenders that you'll find, not only here in this event, not only in the state of Georgia, but in the country. Foul going to go here against number 11. That's Taylor Mason. Mason out of Norcross High School. They're going to send Tamaya Long to the free throw line. Long out of the Baylor School there in Tennessee.
It's nice form on that free throw. She just knocked me down with ease right there. You know, those are the little things about the game. Free throws win ball games. Free throws.
They do. Underrated. They add up. Tamaya Long says you're preaching to the choir. They're on that one as she knocks that one down.
Oh.
Morrison lost the handle momentarily.
Nice pass on the inside. Good feed. And a nice lay-in to get the easy two.
Number 33 there. We'll have to refer to her as number 33 because I don't have that number here on my roster. So we'll get that squared away in between the first and second quarter.
Well, there's one thing she did, though. One thing I like. She used her body for good positioning to box that defender out on the other block. And then it was just an easy pass down to the inside, and all she had to do was just lay it in.
I believe that's Rakia Williams out of Westlake. But I'll be sure to confirm it once we get a second. Big move inside as Long finishes that one through a little bit of contact. She makes it a 2-4 ball game.
Yeah, I think that is Rakia.
Rakia Williams, she's got the last 4 points for Team Elite.
You know, that nice soft touch from the baseline. Something you love out of your post players. You got a post player who can hit that little 10-footer or 8-footer.
So far, Southern Stars doing a pretty good job of handling the Team Elite pressure. But it will be something that you have to show you can handle for an entire 4 quarters. Alabama Southern Stars, well coached, definitely have some pieces, so it'll be a fun thing to watch that question play out. Head coach Doug Bush for the Alabama Southern Stars. You might hear him occasionally here in the background.
That's one thing down on the sideline. We do hear all the coaches. We hear everything they say.
Team Elite Pointer led by head coach Kirk Pointer. Nice job of changing that shot by Rakia Williams. Gets it to Kayla Pointer. Pointer loses the handle. Southern Stars steal it right back. Ahead to Long. Like the way she started off the game for the Stars. Has no problem attacking the rack strong. Maybe a little OC there on that one. Here we're going to have a trip to the free throw line coming up for Taylor Mason.
High arcing free throw.
Mason misses the first free throw.
There you go. She had to adjust the distance on that one. Now she knocks that one down straight cotton.
So splits the pair. Well, it does enough to make it a 1-point advantage for Team Elite Pointer. And they're going to see a dose of Pointer and Morrison providing that pressure on the guards this entire game. If they keep a cool head and get it inside like that, they'll be in pretty good shape. That score made by Kennedy Gavin for the Southern Stars. Long gets the steal by keeping it in bounds. Gets the step past Mason and lays it in.
Nice left-hand layup.
Like what I've seen from Long to start this one. Here's Morrison drawing a foul against Long.
You know, that's a good way to use your body, put your body in there and draw the contact on that hard, awkward layup. She was coming in there. She probably knew she wasn't going to hit the layup, but way to just stick her body out there and draw the contact.
Long call for the foul, but we saw there via the instant replay, Long able to finish there with the left hand. And Long has got to be smart with her fouls because she is, if they're going to be able to beat Team Elite Pointer, she's going to be a key part of that. You've got some good interior players, some players with size when you look at a Kennedy Gavin for the Alabama Southern Stars. You also look inside at number 42 for them as well, but Tamia Long can help them handle that pressure and also can score it at multiple levels. They're going to need her here in this one. Good work there on the block. That's number 13, Haley Troop.
Now that's a nice post move on the inside, just working your way down.
No serve or no ma'am. That one swatted out. Autumn Newby, the talented Autumn Newby, denied on that play. Nice defense by the Stars, but Team Elite showing they can play it on their end as well. Morrison ahead to Mason. Mason over to Rakia Williams, who's too strong on that one.
Got to knock that one down.
And she's shown a good touch from the outside in her first couple of jumpers. That one way off the mark, but we're going to have some substitutions. Now, this is where it becomes tough. And not to say the Southern Stars aren't equipped to handle it. So you have substitutions. You have 4 new subs that join Autumn Newby for Team Elite Pointer. That includes number 10, Sadia Mumford, who attends Jonesboro. Then you've got number 3. I got to get number 3. I got to get her name at halftime as well. Don't have that here on the roster. But then you've got India Jones, number 31. She's listed at 6'2". She joined you on the floor. And then you've also got Jenna Brown, who's one of the better point guards in the country for her class. Meanwhile, you've got Tamaya Long, who's saying when you get done reading that list, make sure you announce that deuce I just got, making it 12-5. Sly, I like the makeup of this one, Sly.
Yeah, this will be a good one right here. You know, it's one thing about this team, Elite. You can see why they have the name Elite. You know, when you bring in a sub full of stars, also your second team can beat most teams' first teams. You know, it's pretty impressive to come off the bench with. You know, Mumford down there at Jonesboro, Clayton County. Seen her play a couple of times this year. Impressive point guard. I like the way she handles the ball. And, you know, a floor general type out there. I enjoy that.
Speaking of floor general, like what Tamaya Long has been able to do here in this one, as we see her there on that jumper. off to a good start so far for the Alabama Southern Stars. They have a 7-point advantage. Back out of the timeout. Newbie looked like she was going to lull the defender to sleep. Sort of faked the pass a little bit like she would go to Jones, just kept it herself and laid it in. Pulls Team Elite to within 5. Long loses the handle. Here Coach Bush emphasizing the importance of taking care of the ball, and he wants all his players to do that, but he definitely understands if Long doesn't take care of the ball, it could be a long day at the office here.
Coach Bush very animated over there on the sideline. Came up short on that layup attempt.
We're going to have a trip to the free throw line for Long. And here's what Long's going to have to do some. Yeah, if she can score right off the bat, that's great. But if she can slow the game down a little bit, go to the free throw line, get some points that way, it's going to be a benefit to her legs over the course of this game. But also, I think it'll make sure that her entire team doesn't get tired out by the waves of substitutions by Team Elite Pointer.
Exactly.
Here's a lefty three-pointer.
Nice move, pump fake from one side, step over to the other, and just knock it down.
I don't like not having anyone's name, but especially when a player makes a play. So we'll just have to refer to her as number 3 right now. Let her play speak for itself. They try to answer right back. She gets the rebound. 4-point game, that pass broken up. Ball's loose.
Number 3, Tatiana Davis. Tatiana Davis. And I am pronouncing this name right because on my way back down from the snack bar, her mom came to me and said, make sure you pronounce my baby's name right. Tatiana Davis. Number 3.
Davis knocked down that triple.
Start over there. Switch sides. Alexis, go to the short corner over here. Go that way. Run the C. Go, Haley!
So a 4-point game under the minute mark. Long gonna try a three-pointer. No good. Newbie skying for the rebound. As it'll go the other way.
You know, Newbie's been pretty active since she's been in the game. You know, she had a nice layup in transition, pulled down a few boards. You know, been pretty active since she's been out there.
That's what Newbie does, and what's always tough about Team Elite Pointer is that you're not only going to have to defend and deal with a newbie running on both ends of the floor, but she's always got a player like an India Jones, who you see number 31 there on the floor now. Last year or the past couple years, it's been Erica Cassell. Cassell's graduated. Now she's on. I believe she's at NC State. But Jones and Newbie still a formidable 1-2 punch on the inside for Team Elite as Jones will go to the free throw line.
And you know, when you have a team like the Alabama team, who's undersized, they have a Southern Stars. They have a little size deficiency, but they have to get out there and play strong defense on the perimeter and kind of prevent Team Elite from getting the ball down low and using that size to their advantage, and that's why they have the lead right now. They've had great perimeter defense. And then once Team Elite start working it toward the inside, getting layups with their big man, score has changed. 2-point game now.
Long rebound going to be brought down there. That was Sadia Mumford who had come up with it. Now she gets it out to Morrison. Morrison can't get the jumper to go. Rebound pulled out of there by Alexis Woods. I'll take that, says India Jones. Morrison ahead to Davis. Ooh. Davis might have gotten a little bit of an NBA step there. Can't get the layup to go. And so that is going to do it for the first quarter. Davis couldn't get that layup to go, but she was able to get this triple earlier in the quarter. You're going to see her, the aggressive close. Just enough space to create the room and knock down the southpaw jumper. We'll be back for the second quarter. During the quarter break, as we get ready for the second quarter, we were kind of given a glimpse into the defensive philosophy of head coach Kirk Pointer for Team Elite. To paraphrase it, you will either play defense or you will come join him on the bench. We'll see how his team responds
As
to that
a matter of fact, Coach Pointer said, hey, you're going to play some defense or find another team. He doesn't even want to see you.
Hey, we're not just talking this game. They say ball is life. Defense is a big part of that life as well. As even though Taylor Mason gets called for the foul there, Kirk Pointer still applauding the effort. That's the type of intensity he wants to see on the defensive end from his team. Tied up at 14 apiece.
Long three ball.
Good hand up there by Morrison. She misses. Well, the three-pointer misses, and it was Kia Williams with the rebound. Morrison short on the jumper. And the lead Pointer trying to turn up the defense. Long has to chase it down. Now she'll dial up a three-pointer. Can't get it to go, but it'll be another chance for the Alabama Southern Stars. That's a wide open look, not the defense that Coach Pointer was talking about. Luckily for them, the three-pointer is missed. Newby with the rebound, and here comes Morrison. Over to Mason. Ooh. Now that's a late March shot. You know, that's a, you know, neither of these teams at the level that they'll be at come June, come July. But that one's off the mark. The Stars convert on the other end. That was Kennedy Gavin with the conversion on the other end, and there, hand nowhere around, so Brooke Burns knocks it down there for the Southern Stars. We're joined on the mic here by Chris Watkins, Marcus Burnett, and Sylvester Williams. We've already been with you, and so has Quinicia Morrison, trying to get things going a little bit more, though floats that one up and in, and it's a three-point game.
Got a chance, you know, Brooke Burns just hit that three. Got to watch one of her games in her entirety last night. And I don't know if y'all have seen it out here yet tonight, but she has that kind of herky-jerky stop and go with the ball that makes her really tough to guard, especially in transition. So if Team Elite gets the game going the way they want to play, you see her right here hitting that three-pointer. But it may work to Burns' advantage if the game gets super up and down the floor, because I think that's where she really excels, and that's how Team Elite wants to play.
So far, the Storms more than up for the challenge. Tamia Long, what Coach Doug Bush is doing is buying valuable minutes of rest for her right now.
Yeah.
Talk about the depth of this Team Elite Pointer squad, the five that they have coming off the bench, and there being virtually no drop-off.
But you know what? Actually, when that second unit came out, they were down by 7 when that second unit came out. And that second unit just turned the tide, and they got it to a one-point game. They got it to a one-point game at the end of the quarter. Second unit actually outperforming the first unit.
Now they work it inside. Here's Gavin. Gavin meets with Kia Williams, and Williams called for the foul. Kennedy Gavin at the free throw line. Too strong on the attempt. Gavin out of Petal High School there in Mississippi. Splits the pair of free throws. 4-point advantage now for the Alabama Southern Stars. Kayla Pointer will bring it across. I look for her to get, I won't say be more aggressive, because I think she's really just been trying to play within the flow of the O. And also they've just been passing it to the middle of the floor to try to attack this zone that we're seeing be played by the Stars. But definitely for Pointer to have more of an impact as this game goes on. Doesn't necessarily have to be scoring the ball either, even though she can do that in bunches. Just making plays for others, whether it's a Morrison, a newbie inside, or even Taylor Mason.
You know, one thing about Pointer's game, a lot of when she scores, you said in bunches, that's when it comes. She'll go on an 8-0 run, a 6-0 run. That's kind of what she does. You know, we talked in another broadcast about state championship game. I think she had 19 in the first quarter.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's what she does. She scores in those big chunks. And when she really gets those runs going, as we mentioned, when it's an up and down game, she'll get a deflection in the press. She'll go get a bucket. She'll do a no-look pass. You know, that's really when she gets her game going.
Right now it's Rakia Williams, who's got a few buckets. Unofficially, I believe she's got at least 6 points, 2 jumpers, and a couple points from the free throw line here in this first half. But we've got a timeout. So a timeout, we'll keep it right here. 2-point game, the Alabama Southern Stars leading here in the PSB Spring Showdown. One of the players that I've really been impressed with for Alabama Southern Stars is Tamia Long. She's number 20. She's on the bench right now. We'll see if she sits after this timeout or if she comes back into the game. But early on really helped them handle the Team Elite pressure. Seen so many teams get behind the Team Elite Pointer early because they can't really meet the demands that pressure puts on you.
So many times of pressing teams, it's not that it wears on you the whole game. It wears on you at a certain point. You get one of those runs in the first half, generally maybe 2 in the second half, and that's when the game ends.
Burns, money. That one a good 4 feet behind the 3-point line.
She's not afraid to take them, but she's took a couple of them from deep downtown.
Baseline drive, foul on the plate. That's going to send Taylor Mason to the line. Let's take a look at that last 3-pointer there by Burns. Shot that one from behind the Black Knights messaging or text right there on the floor. Deep 3-pointer there for Burns. Her second 3-pointer of the first half as Rakia Williams checks out and India Jones in for action.
Jones, a high production player, puts up big numbers in every statistical category you could think of at Brookwood High School. It's not often when you hear someone's had a triple-double in high school. She has them all the time.
Again, another player coming off the bench for a Team Elite Pointer. So in terms of depth, it is definitely there. 3-point game. Morrison gets the jump on that one. Can't keep it in bounds.
Got me nervous over here on the sideline. I'm going to have to start hiring security.
Morrison, one of those players, pick a sport, and 9 times out of 10, she's going to be a good pickup. It could be hoop, baseball, slow pitch softball, flag football. Morrison's going to have that athleticism and that speed to be able to do some good things for you. 3-point game. Newbie steals that one away, gets it in the hands of Mason. Coming up on the 3-minute mark. Good defense there by the Stars. Nice job of moving the feet. That was both Tamia Long as well as number 13, Haley Troop, converging on the defensive end there. Foul going to go against Pointer there. She tried to use that veteran right hand on the back. Burns got caught for it.
Little WWE takedown move going on.
But notice this, we've seen, since Coach Pointer said what he said about defense going into the second quarter, we've seen Team Elite, they haven't been flawless, but they've tried to step things up on the defensive end. The Stars have just been able to respond to each time they've kicked up the pressure a little bit.
Now this is big for the Stars. They have that second unit in there that tightened the game up in the first quarter. Let's see if the Stars can maintain.
That was Tatiana Davis who got the back tap but lost it when they got it ahead to her. Newbie got a piece of that one. They played volleyball with it inside. Tipped around, and it's going to be last touch by Team Pointer and stay with the Alabama Southern Stars. You mentioned that second unit. Tatiana Davis was a nice spark plug there, number 3 for Team Elite. Still waiting for Jenna Brown to get going here for Team Elite Pointer as well. Burns guarded by Mumford. All right, here's Troop. In the back door there was Long.
It was a good backdoor cut, too. If she could have caught that ball, that was an easy 2.
And I think Davis, once Davis got beat, she kind of threw her hands up. And that brief obstruction on the line of sight for Long was enough to have her lose it. That one goes off of her and out of bounds, but like you mentioned, a good cut.
Oh, he caught the defender flat-footed on that one. That give and go. Nice move.
The thing to watch here is, we all know what Jenna Brown can do. Very talented player, can score it off the dribble, can move without the ball, scored at all 3 levels.
Oh, that's nice.
But you can tell she's getting used to playing with the pieces here on this Team Elite Pointer squad. The same type of transition it takes for every team, to get used to all of the players involved and sort of gel together. Good hustle there by Mumford. She'll get it to Jones, layup for Davis. Now Davis gets right back in. Can't get the shot to go, and even though you hear the coaching staff for Team Elite Pointer telling Davis to kind of wait for the help on that shot, they still like the flow and the energy that she's bringing.
Yeah, man, you got a ball. Get a run. I mean, it's still the first half. You're doing that in the fourth quarter, and it's this game. It's first half.
Haley Troop going to be called for a travel there. Use that shot fake to get the defender in the air. Too quick for her own good. Trying to get that shot off. So the traveling violation gives it back over to Team Elite. They have a 1-point advantage. We approach the final minute. Here's Davis.
Ooh, Davis with the left hand came up just short.
Here's Burns, started by Mumford. Over to Long. Long been a little bit cold, relatively speaking, over the past few minutes when you look at the way she started the game. Some of that is she got a breather on the bench for about a 6 or 7 minute stretch. Also drawing more attention. That might have been a foul. We could all hear the smack over here. No foul called, but the Stars will retain possession.
Nobody was bleeding.
In need of a timeout there. 2 Team Elite defenders and the sideline waiting right there, so they had to get a timeout. .31, 5/10 of a second left to play here in the second quarter. 1-point lead for Team Elite. They've trailed for most of the game, now have a narrow advantage. We get ready for halftime here shortly.
And the change was made when that second unit came in. Like even in the first quarter, when the second unit came in, they were down by 7, and the second unit brought it down to a 1-point game. And this time when they came in the game, the second unit, they were down by 3, and now they had a lead by 1. You know, it kind of makes me wonder, is that second unit better than the first unit, or are they just, did the first unit work the Southern Stars so hard that they're a little tired? You know, one of those great philosophical questions.
Yeah, I think Aristotle, let me tell you this. Let me tell you this much, Socrates. Well, it's a good unit from top to bottom, so I think you hit the nail on the head there. I think with this being late March, teams are still getting a feel for which rotations work best.
So if we're looking at, you know, this being the second unit, you have Jenna Brown out there, and she's one of the top guards in her class, top 15 guard in the country. And one thing about Coach Pointer, he's not going to lock into any set 5.
No.
If he's got a group that's balling, they're staying. I mean, he's not afraid to pull his own daughter out. You know, he's going to do what it takes to win the game.
Jenna Brown was trying to turn it up on the defensive end. She thought she had done enough to get a 5-second violation call. But you're definitely right, Sly, in terms of how this second unit has played. Even though it's a very talented first unit, they've gotten more of a response from their second unit, and I wouldn't be surprised if Coach Kirk Pointer addresses a little bit of that here at the halftime period. So give us about a minute, 30 seconds. We'll be back with the second half of this one. It's a 1-point game in favor of Team Elite Pointer. Welcome back to the PSB Spring Showdown. It doesn't take us long to get our first points of the second half. That three-pointer is going to be splashed there by the Southern Stars. That was Tamia Long. Talked about it pre-production there at halftime. Before we started this third quarter, about Tamia Long sort of stepping back up. Had a good start for the Southern Stars, cooled off. But comes right back to open us up with the bucket. Mason Taylor answers right back. Taylor Mason, not Mason Taylor. One of our teams has the last name listed first, so I guess I was, that was a Freudian slip there. But Haley Troop with the mid-range J. Trying to get it over to Rakia Williams. They do. Williams going to try the jumper. Good. Rakia Williams showing off a little bit of the range. Westlake High School, Coach Hilda Hankerson would be happy to see some of that versatility being put on display. And also number 42 is Brittany Grice for the Alabama Southern Stars. That was our homework assignment for halftime. Wasn't included on the roster, but want to make sure we recognize Grice, her part here in this game. We're tied up at 28 apiece. Nobody yelled wolf. Player like Morrison, you have to know where she is. If you don't see her, she's probably behind you picking the pocket. Pointer misses the floater. A very strong aspect of her game. Looking to work out of the horns here. True.
Nice spin move. Oh, behind the back. A little bit of razzle dazzle.
Shot no good there for Kennedy Gavin. But definitely a good breakdown and look there by Haley Troop.
Yeah, taking a little bit of the mustard off the hot dog on that play right there. A little bit of razzle dazzle.
Here's Troop. Can't get that one to go on the bounce. Autumn Newby with the rebound. Marcus Burnett and Sylvester Williams being now joined by Brandon Clay. Newby has it in the corner. Now she'll get it back up top to point.
Nice kick out.
She'll try a jumper. Not sure whether that's a 2 or a 3 slot, but I do know it's money in the bank, and they rule it a 2.
That was a nice kick out, and you saw how she was set and just ready to shoot once she caught it, man. You know, it's one of those things, those basketball IQs that I like.
Here's Gavin over to Troop. Back to Gavin. Gavin gathers and lays it in.
Wow, what a way to avoid Morrison, who was coming over on the backside, helped to make a play there, man.
Now they want to work it into Williams. She hit a tough jumper over the defense against Grice. That one.
That wasn't her shot.
No. And that range, you know, that's a shot that she can hit, a shot that she has hit in this game, but not in that type of circumstance, just off of one rush dribble and a fall away jumper.
Well, and at that point, you're not taking advantage of your size. You talk about the size discrepancy. Oh, good D there to tie that basketball by Newby. But yeah, you definitely want to take advantage of your strength and ability to make a play, and that fadeaway doesn't always allow you to do that.
Newby knocks that one out of bounds, stopping Tamia Long from scoring. I've been impressed by Tamia Long's play here so far for the Stars. Now Burns has it up top.
Good move.
We've seen a couple plays over the past few possessions where Troop has done a great job of getting into the heart of the defense and dropping it off. They haven't gotten the points to go, but she's probing them.
Well, and that's, you talk about Williams, that obviously goes off her hand, but that's exactly what you want around the rim, Marcus. You want her in the mix, trying to make a play there. Great little floater by Pointer, and I like what Troop's doing, getting in the lane, forcing people to respect her as more than just a spot-up shooter.
We take a look at one of our replays from a couple plays ago. There we're going to see Troop. Nice pass inside, and you mentioned the finish with Morrison coming.
That's tough. That's a great play by Gavin to slide across the lane and still be able to control her body in a position to score.
Now they work it inside. That one poked away. Jumper no good. Gavin battling for the rebound. Tipped away by Williams and brought over by Newby. Now here's Pointer.
We've talked about Morrison being one of the best perimeter defenders in the class for a while, and you're seeing why right now, whether it's the play we just talked about with Gavin making a play on that, whether it's her ability to get pinched down there on the double team. Morrison is a player who on both ends of the floor can make positive things happen.
Made the joke earlier, man. I can't really think of a sport. I'm not picking her up on my team now.
I mean, hey, I'm going to take her in just about everything. We'll figure out a position for her later.
Yeah, give her a quick rundown of the rules and just let her have at it, man. 3 minutes, 14 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. We're tied up at 30 apiece. Got a trip to the free throw line coming up for Haley Troop. Troop good on the first free throw. Couple substitutions in for a team-pointer. It'll be number 32, Jenna Brown, number 10, Sadia Mumford, and number 3, Tatiana Davis.
Watch this. When you watch the top of Troop's shot, watch this free throw here, fellas. Great rotation and the crisp wrist there at the top in terms of the mechanics.
Not bad mechanics by Jenna Brown in the mid-range. She can't get that jumper to go, but definitely a part of her repertoire.
Well, she definitely added that to her game, Marcus. That wasn't something that a year ago that we were seeing from her, was the willingness to consistently take those types of shots.
As Autumn Newby takes that one and swats it to the second bleacher on the bounce.
And in that way, Newby's game is really rounded out as well, being a player capable of impacting on the glass, also being able to contest shots, change shots, and block shots. I thought a year ago you were starting to see some of that, but she really was more of a face four who made her impact shooting the basketball. Now she's starting to make an impact on both ends of the floor consistently every game out.
1-point game in favor of the Alabama Southern Stars. Here's Burns. She's been good from the three-point line. But now she'll be called for the travel.
She's got to be careful with Mumford, with Davis and those kids. She's got to be careful of trying to do too much. Same thing we talked about with Troop. Get the ball to a spot. If you don't have it, just swing it and keep playing, as opposed to trying to take that extra dribble in the lane and getting yourself caught with nowhere to go.
Oh, nice cut on the inside. Mumford has to be quick with that. She has to go ahead and lay that in quick, no hesitation, and just lay it in. Because she was open, but once she took the pump fake, she wasn't open anymore.
Well, that's the difference. You talk about the differences between school ball and summer ball. School ball, normally when you get there isn't anybody waiting on you. You know, summer ball, you get there and there's somebody waiting, and like you said, there's that moment of hesitation, like, oh, am I really open, or am I going to get this thing thrown the way all I'm just threw that girl shot on the other end?
I noticed this, Coach Bush. He's got Tamia Long on the bench right now, doing a good job of making sure her sub patterns are in line for what's going to be a tough fourth quarter when you look at this team elite depth.
No question, man. I really like what Coach Bush has done. He does, obviously, a great job with the program year in and year out. But they put themselves in a position in this particular game to make this a heck of a fourth quarter. When we talked about inside for Team Elite, where I feel like they have the advantage from a length perspective, and they're able to take advantage of it there, getting Jones coming off the bench, an opportunity to go to the free throw line.
Jones good on the first. Jones knocks down both. The Brookwood Lady Bronco makes it 32-31. Now they get it to Gavin. Gavin's met by Jones. Jones snatches it away. Here's Davis. Davis kicking it into another gear. Had it poked away. Pass ahead to Gavin. Jones will be called for the foul. Stops the fast break.
That's one of those good fouls.
It's funny, in the NBA, those are those clear path fouls that result in extra free throws, man.
As Tamia Jones, number 20, checks back into the game for the Southern Stars. Good kick out, Burns.
That's a great shot. That's a great shot, man. Anytime she gets her feet, exactly what we talked about. Don't over-penetrate there. They didn't. Nice read, pitch, and a jumper. Make the game easy for yourself, and if you don't have it, just keep swinging it and playing it. Here's the same thing on the other end from Brown to Jones.
Jones misses the shot. No complaints about the look, though. Let's take a look at that last jumper there by Burns.
You see him talking the back of the zone, Coach Bush talking about the ball rotation and the shot out the corner. As you see, the shot of the corner.
That was Burns with her most recent triple. That floater off the mark by Brown. Brown with the offensive rebound. That one's denied by Burns. It will stay with Team Elite.
I like that little hesitation pump fake move she did to go to the basket. But she has to finish it, though. But, you know, she's an impressive player.
Good tip. It's a good matchup, you know, player for player. When you talk about this game and you start to single out individuals, but then also look at the way the teams match up. This is exactly what you want here in an early season game if you're Coach Pointer or Coach Bush to get your team ready for the gauntlet that is the summer.
Morrison gets caught in no man's land there in the air. It goes out of bounds. Coach Bush instructing his team to hold for the last shot here as we come up on the 15-second mark.
Oh, that's another one. Sylvester, man, you got to go ahead and look at trying to score that. You know, you had the look that you wanted. Go ahead and score that. I know you mentioned earlier about being unselfish to a fault, and that's a prime example. Defender doesn't cut you off, you got to finish.
You know, it's always that appropriate time to be a jerk.
I think we all saw as that play was developing, her thinking about making that pass, and us both also all realized there's too much speed and length out there. That pass will not make it. As Haley Troop checks back into the game, also Rakia Williams back in. Quinicia Morrison gets a breather.
And I think as a player, that's one of the toughest dynamics at any level is figuring out when and where to pull, when and where not to pull. You know, you look at, you know, a guy who's had supreme confidence his whole career in Kobe Bryant, you know, and now down the stretch of his career, there are some nights where that supreme confidence sends him awry. You know, 7 for 24, and unfortunately, instead of scoring 31 to 35, he's scoring 19 to 23. You know, so just understanding where and when and being able to adjust to how you feel on a night and just all those things in any given clip is tough. It's tough to do at 36, let alone at 16.
So that will do it here for the third quarter. Don't go anywhere. We'll have fourth quarter action back here at the PSB Spring Showdown as Tamia Long sends you to the break with that three-pointer. Time to get to the fourth quarter. Marcus Burnett, Sylvester Williams, and Brandon Clay here courtside. The Alabama Southern Stars with a 1-point advantage over Team Elite Pointer. Haley Troop protects the ball like a running back. Can't get the shot to go, but it will stick with the Southern Stars.
I think the most impressive thing was how she got in the lane and managed to get her shot up. Holding the ball like that through all that traffic.
Here's Long. Short there on that jump shot.
Morrison, I'm telling you, man, best perimeter defender arguably in the entire class. Alexis Morris from Texas. A couple other kids come to mind in the conversation, but she just does it so well and she's so consistent with it.
Ooh. Took too many steps.
That one goes the other way. I'm sorry, I gotta take another look at that one. It just looked like a nice strong move.
She get away with that one on the playground.
2. It looked like a nice, strong move to us, but I always say this caveat. The officials don't have the privilege of slowing it down and being able to look at it. They got to make a play in game speed.
Hold on, who made that play again? Morrison.
That's what she does, man. Old NBA Live, she's got that padlock next to her name, bro.
That's hilarious.
1-point game. Southern Stars.
Good kick there.
There's Long working against Mason. Newbie all over it. Both of these teams, you go airborne to pass the ball. They both made the other team pay when they've done that. Nice spin by Pointer, fouled on the play.
And I think you talked about during the quarter break, Mark, you said it best. As good as these teams are, you could tell it's late March. You want to see them again in July, and I definitely would reiterate that. From Troop to Pointer to Burns to even Morrison offensively. I want to see these kids play again in July, against each other when they're at full pace and full speed. Most of these kids, as they should have, took a couple of weeks off after the state championship, didn't touch a ball. They've had one practice.
Pointer good on the free throw. You see Morrison trying to turn the heat up on the thermostat defensively. We're tied up at 34 apiece. Burns over to Troop. Troop driving on the baseline. Gets two defenders in the air and one.
Good move. Good move.
It's a nice, strong move on the inside. Man.
And she looked like she might have shuffled her feet, but then we're going to get a clean look. This is a great move, though. The willingness to attack.
I thought that left pivot stayed put.
That's always a tough call when kids pro hop and then they take the extra step, because it just depends on the officiating crew that you have. But the bottom line is her willingness to put the ball on the deck, and we talked about her being more than just a spot shooter, and she has shown that throughout the second half, that she's willing to get into the hole and that she's able to make a play once she gets there, more importantly.
She makes it a three-point game in favor of the Southern Stars. Here's Pointer. She can tie it up with that one. Shot won't go. Nice position on the box out there by Gavin.
It's been a tough night for Pointer tonight.
Well, it's interesting. It's one of those situations where good shot out of the corner. And you talked about monitoring long minutes, and you see why there. You give her a bucket. But, you watch the way Pointer plays. She's got to continue to take shots. Yeah, it just is what it is. If that joker goes 1 for 17 and we lose, we just lose, man. Keep pulling and taking good shots, more importantly. It's not like she's out here taking poor shots. Shot selection's bad. Same thing with Troop here on the other end. As long as she's taking good shots, if you're Doug Bush, you're going to live with whatever she finishes with from the field.
And here she's going to go to the free throw line. 5:26 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Troop out of Gadsden City High School. There in Bama. Tatiana Davis checks back in. There hasn't been a point at any time in this game where Davis hasn't checked in and made her presence felt within the next few plays afterwards, whether it's a quick steal, a back tap, knocking down a triple, getting a fast break bucket. Davis has done a good job for Team Elite so far in this one.
That's rare that you're going to see Troop miss 2 free throws. And unfortunately for her, it equates to a turnover in terms of a trip, an empty trip down the floor.
Now Troop will have to guard Morrison. Over to Davis.
Walk. I think that's one of the hardest things for high schoolers, boys and girls, when they catch the ball and then they take that step before they put it on the floor. You see that called so many times. And I know in South Carolina, the officials had to make it a point of emphasis this year to make sure they call it. And so it's been called so much this basketball season.
Interesting, they try to run the high screen. Burns doesn't use it.
Nice pump fake.
Gavin with the rebound.
Great
Foul
hustle on the
play.
backside there. Great hustle. Gavin's been really impressive in that regard, consistently finding her way to the basketball, even if it's not on a primary post touch. She's coming up with the ball in her hands more time than not.
So Troop missed both free throws. Her last trip there, very uncharacteristic for her. Gavin at the free throw line now. She misses the front end. India Jones checking back into the game. She'll check in for Taylor Mason.
Boy, Southern Star struggling from the line, uncharacteristic. There's a program we're accustomed to seeing them make shots. And then same thing with Team Elite on the other end, uncharacteristically struggling from the field, right on cue.
They don't box Jones out. Her follow-up attempt no good. Now here's Burns. Had long for a second, tried to get to her. And good call by the official. That was deflected, but Long unable to pull those fingers back, goes off with the Stars.
You know, Team Elite is just missing too many easy baskets. It's those bunnies you got to make. It'll be a whole different ball game.
That pass a little bit short. Alicia Morrison plays strong, but that's an advantage. Got to give that advantage to Brittany Grice there.
Yeah, that's tough, man. You can play strong as you want. When you give it up a couple of pounds there and a little bit of strength in the weight room, that's a tough play to come up with.
Now here's Troop.
You hear the coach with the sideline call.
Team Elite had it stolen, can't retain possession. Now here's Burns. Protects the ball, floats it up, can't get it to go, tipped around, pass ahead to Davis, but playing safety there is Haley Troop.
And the outlet pass was thrown ahead as opposed. That's one of those you got to put that in her hand. Yeah. You know, she had a safety. Once again, you talk about making passes and routes. You're throwing to the receiver, but the safety's over top of the route. You got to put the ball right in the hands of the receiver on that one. Oh, great kick.
Now here's Grice trying to go to work. Grice called for the offensive foul.
Good call, and actually got the worst of that one. Probably could have been a walk as well. If you're Coach Bush, you'd actually rather take the walk.
Yeah.
Hey, she traveled, Mr. Ref. She traveled.
Sadia Mumford, number 10, checks back in for a Team Elite pointer. So on the floor for a pointer, Mumford. Tatiana Davis, who has the ball right now. Davis would dial up a three. Can't get the shot to go. Grice with the rebound.
It's a quick three. That's one of those against that 3-2 zone that's designed to give you that. You can get that at any moment. You want to try to get a flash to the middle, something to force the defense to move. They've struggled to get the defense to move. Little dribble handoff action, but they've really struggled to force the defense to have to rotate at all and really let them get set and stay in the same spot.
They're going to try to work it inside to Gavin. Good defense on the inside by Jones.
It sure was. Walled up, got a hand up without fouling. I like that move from Gavin, though. I like the fact that she was willing to, from a strength perspective, get in there, turn, and take it, and she didn't really fade.
You know, this Alabama Southern Stars team is playing an impressive game, and I'm looking down the roster, and I see they have a couple of players who are out, who are injured, and, you know, and they're losing a lot of size due to the injuries they have. But for them to keep up with this Team Elite team, down a few players, man, this is just, it's very impressive to me. And, you know, I'm not really familiar with the Alabama Southern Stars team, but I'm definitely impressed by them.
Yeah, they do a good job. Like I said, Doug Bush runs one of the best programs in the region, if not in the country. Unique Thompson, who's out today, is an Elite 100 caliber prospect. Alexis Evans, who's out, is already committed to the University of Alabama. So definitely some quality prospects not suiting up and taking the floor. My counter to that is, especially in March, is always less is more. It's almost easier to play with 7 or 8 in March. Now, in July, injury here, injury there, you want 10, 11, and 12, right? You're going to need the depth. But on this first weekend, and even into April, it's almost easier if your roster is short. But because the season's so long and grueling, you need to be able to have the bodies as you wear down in the summertime.
Jump ball there as Morrison got it inside to Jones. Jones tied up. Jump ball will keep it with Team Elite pointer. 4-point game. That's a good look for Davis.
Oh,
money.
She knocks it down. Tatiana is money tonight.
When you talk about the quality shots and just understanding when and where, as you see the steal from Jones steps on the line, but that was a perfect time of when and where. You know, that time was an easy pass off for the catch. Great time to go ahead and get your feet set and let it fly.
1-point game now, the Stars leading. Long. Misses the long rebound. 2 for a dollar sell on threes. That one no good.
You know,
2 offensive rebounds there in that possession.
The Southern Stars are controlling the boards. It's like all those loose balls, those 50-50 balls, the balls that hit the ground, the Southern Stars have been there on every single one of them.
Kia Williams will check back in for Team Elite Pointer. Burns guarded by Mumford. Chris Watkins talked about Burns and that herky-jerky game in terms of the handle. It's definitely been able to help her handle the ball pressure here.
Oh, what a pump fake, Gavin. Same thing she did a little while ago. Just that little show fake, defenders fly by, the patience, the willingness to be able to make a play.
Now stolen, here's Long. Long can't get the shot to go. Troop and Mumford fight for it, and we're going to have a foul against Troop. Coach Bush wanted a better shot selection there on that last play.
Well, especially up 3, one possession game with $1:20 left, you want to stretch that to 2 possessions. You don't care how long it takes for them to get accomplished. That's just what you want, and that's not what they got. Oh, great post interior feed. Couldn't handle. That's a great pass on the inside there from Mason.
Williams has to finish that.
Yeah, the tough part is you don't even get a shot on goal there. I mean, she wasn't able to corral it to get the shot on goal that you wanted.
Here's Burns. Guarded by Taylor Mason. Also, recent sub in for Team Elite Pointer, number 32, Jenna Brown. Taylor Mason gets the 5 second. First call that's going against Burns in terms of that the entire game. She's done a great job of bringing the ball up the floor.
And you heard Mason say, hey, get back, talking to Jones. Feeling like she had an opportunity to maybe get a turnover here. That time she keeps it. We talk about getting in the lane and reading it. That's a great read and not trying to make another pass, but scoring there. Mason with 2 great plays back-to-back on both ends of the floor.
She makes it a 1-point game. Now the pass ahead to Long. Pointer in hot pursuit. So does comes Williams. Too strong on the shot by Long. And now here's Jenna Brown with it for Team Elite. Loses the handle. And what's always tough there is I'm not even sure if her hand went under the ball, but it just looks bad to where, you know, like the way it looked, the official just felt compelled to call something there. And it looks like he got the call right, but rare miscue there for Jenna Brown. 41-42. We've got a 1-point game with 29.9 seconds left on the clock. You talked about the de jour of drawing a bracket up, seeing how the matchups play out, making sure that there are intriguing championship matchups. De facto, I say you did a pretty good job, Steve.
Thanks, man. Well, it's tough. I think the biggest thing, looking at the paper, doing the best you can. Obviously, you know, for the most part, who's playing, who isn't. And every now and then somebody surprises you and doesn't show up, or somebody who's not supposed to show up is able to make it last minute. But for the most part, you're able to draw that out and just give everybody some competitive games on the road to get here, and then you just let it play out as it may. But this is the type of game, regardless of who's in it, that you want when you sit in that office and draw this thing up. And fortunately, I was able to say the same thing 2 games ago, so we're on a roll already. It's only March, man. It gets better, Marcus.
Yes, sir.
When you envision this game, honestly, I mean, it's in the low 40s right now. You draw it up thinking that it's a mid to high 50s game. You know, by the time you get it into July, you're probably in the low 60s. You know, you talk about the Southern Stars and the free throws and Team Elite. Look at the play coming out.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, she might make a play on it. She made a play on it to at least force the line. Great play, though. We call that send the trap out the bando, man. That's a Jonathan Hemingway special. Line them up, take one and send it deep if they play it on the ball. And they did. They guarded on the ball. They did not keep the safety home. You're going to watch the replay here. Everybody's up. Came right out. You fake as if you're going to go to the ball. Defense obviously is playing between you and the ball. Immediately turn, chase out the bando.
And Pointer, they just don't give up. Team Elite Pointer doesn't just give up the layup. They force Long to go to the line and earn them. She misses the first free throw.
Well, and that's why chasing the play down is so important. It turns into a turnover, right?
Exactly.
You let her have that when you've got to chase the play down, even if it results in a foul, and now you got a chance for a lead.
We see another strong play there by Taylor Mason. She has been key over the past minute.
Well, Mason was with a different organization last summer, has moved over to Team Elite, And you see already that move paying dividends for this group. It's just another perimeter score that they've got on a night where maybe Pointer and Morrison aren't playing at their normal high clip and rate percentage-wise. Now you have somebody else to come in and help shoulder the load.
Ties the game up at 42 apiece. Knocks them both down. 19.4 seconds remaining in this one. Risky pass there, nearly stolen, but now Troop gets it back. Troop,
nice.
It over to Long.
Coach Bush called a timeout. It'll be interesting to see if he draws something up here in the timeout to get Troop. It's been a minute since Troop's either had a drive to the rim or a shot here, so don't be surprised to see something from Coach Bush out of a huddle to that effect.
I like something where you get, well, like you said, get Troop to penetrate to the basket and have Long sitting out there on the wing just in case. Because Long, that first half, Long has been dynamite. And Troop is a great ball handler, a great penetrator. She's been able to get to the hole basically whenever she's wanted to.
You guys hit the nail on the head. Troop has done a great job getting to the middle of the floor, being able to set it up for a Bryce or a Gavin inside. But as you alluded to, if you can get Long, or even better yet, Burns, a good shot from the outside, you're in pretty good shape.
One of the things that Team Elite is able to do, honestly, with their athleticism and willingness to defend is they make the high ball screen hard. That is obviously a very popular thing to run right now, especially side ball screens, not necessarily the flat that a guy like Danny Riego uses from Indy Gym Rats. You see more of the on ball on a side left or right. So it'll be interesting to see if they can use some type of off ball action, double stagger, something. Here we go. Oh. That's exactly what we talked about. They used and it was a great play. Great awareness there from Team Elite to know what was coming.
4.1 seconds. And that's just a tough one because, like you mentioned, you don't even get a shot on goal there. There's no
shot on goal, man.
A turnover can never sink in or give you a chance to get an offensive rebound.
Well, unfortunately, you go 0 for 2 on the free throw, turnover, and then you come back with a real turnover, So your last two possessions, in theory, you don't get a clean shot on goal attempt. Now, the caveat to that is you're still down a single possession, though it's a 3, with 4 seconds to go, with arguably 3 of the best shooters, if not the 3 best shooters on the floor in this particular game, with Burns, Troop, and then Long.
Did they get to advance the ball?
No.
Now let me ask you a question. Two basketball guys here. One thing I can never understand about basketball. Now, Coach Pointer called that timeout with 4 seconds left. Me and my philosophy, they're 17, they're 16 years old. I want to put the pressure on them and make them take it out, and hopefully they mess up.
Well, I think this is a CoachHimmy.comism right here.
Yeah. Where's Jonathan Romita?
You've got to be thinking, in order to call that timeout, that you're going to run a containment press of some sort, 3-quarter court, 2-2-1, even an extended 1-3-1 that's going to slow it down. The last thing you want, Buddy Hield, I don't know if you guys saw that in the Big 12 tournament, Oklahoma versus West Virginia. Hield comes right across, catches it, and gets a clean look from half. Now, they waved it off after the buzzer, but that's the last thing you want from a shot perspective here. So you want some type of containment press, just keep the ball in front of you and force a contested 50-footer as opposed to Hield just catching it on the run and making a play.
Gavin gets it ahead to Troop. Troop, good if it goes.
Oh, and that's what you got. We talk about keeping it in front of you, right? They did get the ball to a shooter, but it took them 3.5 seconds to advance the basketball to get it to her, as opposed to a play coming off of a make where she catches on a dead run with some momentum.
Good game played by all. It is Team Elite Pointer that comes away with the victory. Appreciate you joining us here at the PSB Spring Showdown. I'm Marcus Burnett. There's Sylvester Williams and Brandon Clay. And we will catch you here for more action as the season goes on.